Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is David, and for the title today's video I'm going to share with you guys the questions that they asked my wife when she went for the interview for the family reunion visa. And so basically I've been sharing some of the processes and things that we did in the previous video, and so this video I'm going to share with you guys the questions so that at least if you're also preparing to go for the interview, maybe you could get some idea of the likely questions that would come. Not necessarily the same, but I think most of the questions here runs through and they ask everybody. So maybe you could pick one or two questions from these questions I'm going to share with you when my wife went for the interview. First of all, I must say that the interview took like more than 1 hour, and let's say 1.5 hours. So yeah, it's kind of I was quite surprised when my wife told me the interview took more than 1 hour, because when I was doing the student interview or student visa interview, it didn't last that long. I think 10 minutes or so. And so to do an interview for more than 1 hour, that's a lot. But she said it was more like a conversation type, so it wasn't anything big deal. So you don't have to stress yourself, think that it's gonna be really difficult. So maybe 1 hour, what at all are they asking? So if you are curious to know, then let's get right to the question. Okay, so the first question they ask is what I describe as the almighty question. And the question is, why are you traveling to Germany? Or why are you going to Germany? What are you going to do in Germany? This is the first question they normally ask. For many people, this question might seem a bit difficult or confusing. It could be also very simple for others. And if you don't take care, you might answer it a very wrong way. But then it's the simplest or the easiest question among all the other questions that will follow. And so when they ask you, why are you traveling to Germany, or why are you going to Germany? And in this video that I'm trying to do, family reunion purposes, you know what? You don't have to tell them, okay, I'm coming to work. I mean, we all know that the visa they will give you can actually let you work. But then you don't have to say, I'm going to work, or I'm coming to Germany for other purposes, which you have planned to do when you come. The sole reason or purpose why you are coming to Germany is to join your partner. So if your husband is here, you are joining your husband. If your wife is here, you are joining your wife. Nothing more, nothing less. This is what you have to say. Okay guys, so the rest of the questions followed, and these are the specific questions they asked my wife, and so I'm going to share with you guys. And so aside what are you going to do in Germany, the next questions, maybe you might have it in different order, but then it doesn't really matter. Okay, so after they asked her, why are you traveling to Germany, the next question was, what is your husband's phone number? Yeah, this question seems a bit simple and surprising to ask, but then it's also important, because if you are traveling and something happens, at least you should know your husband's number or your wife's number. If you're coming, the person that you're coming to actually meet in Germany, you should know the person's phone number off head. So that is the main reason why maybe they asked this question. Well, and then the next one was, what is his date of birth? And the next question was, when did he travel to Germany? So when did he travel to Germany? And the next one was, has he returned to Ghana before, and when was that? If yes, when was that? So they try to understand, okay, the person has returned to your home country before or not. So, and then the next one is, where in Germany is your husband living? So here they are talking about the city, the street, and then the house number, if you know. So these are basic things that I think you should discuss with your partner before you even go for the interview, because it's a likely question. And if they ask you where your husband is living, it's the same address that you are coming. So if you don't know, then it sounds a bit, you know. And the next one was, where does your husband work in Germany? So normally, this is what my wife told me. the interviewer was looking at the documents we have submitted. So you have the application form, you have all the several documents that in front of this guy and is looking at it and then asking you the questions. So if you have a scholarship, if you're a student and you have a scholarship, it's likely they will not ask you where is your husband working at the company or what, because they know the person has a scholarship and is studying, you know. I was a student, but I was also working, so we stated I was working, and then he wanted to know. The next one was, do you receive any financial support from your husband? So this question, when my wife came back from United and told me about this, I was kind of, why do you want to hear? I mean, of course, yes. But then the following question even blew my mind. It says, if yes, how much per month and what is it for? What? How much per month? Why are they asking how much I give my wife every month? This is really interesting, you know. I mean, I don't know, till now I can't really tell why they ask how much I give her every month. Yeah, maybe they have their own reason why they ask, but then I don't know. Okay, so so most of these questions were about me, the person who is in Germany. Yes, so normally they try to establish the fact that you know the person, and then the following question kind of try to ask between the two of us. So it's not specific to one person, but it's between the two of us. So the next one was, have you married before? So they were asking my wife, have you married before? And then the next one was, has your husband married before? And then the next one was, do you have children with your husband? So I mean, this thing, they know you know. It's not like something that you have to think before you say. And they say, does your husband have children? The next one was, does your husband have other siblings? And if yes, what is his position on the birth line? So actually they're trying to see whether you know your husband. Where did you meet your husband? So yeah, at least you should know, maybe. And when did the relationship between you and your husband start? So when did the relationship between you and your husband start? And so here they are trying to establish the fact that, okay, you met, you propose or something, you try dating or you know, things like that. So you have to keep in mind some of these things. And they say, when did your husband propose marriage to you? And so, yes, you have to know. Now, the next question is even more surprising than all the other questions they have asked so far. How was your feeling towards the proposal? Come on, like, why do they want to know all this? Okay, but I understand. I understand that they are trying to establish the fact that, okay, you are not being forced to get married to this guy, okay, this German guy, or this guy in Germany studying whatever. And so they are trying to establish the fact that, okay, you were not forced, or you are not forcing yourself to the person. You know, they want to see there's a natural connection between the two of you. So I think that's why they're asking all these questions. And the next one was, how did he propose? Wow. So, and they say either text, a call, or he was with you. So you have to say whatever happens, whether your husband or partner proposed to you. And you know what? Following these questions, I think the person was a German. I asked my wife, was this person a Ghanaian guy or a German? He said, German. So how come he knew all this stuff? Like, it seems maybe the person has stayed in Ghana for quite a while, and he understands the dating culture, or kind of how we go around getting married in Ghana. Also, he has interviewed a lot of people, I think, so he's familiar with how we go about our things, you know. And then the next one, when did you marry? So yeah, the date that you got married, and so you have to also keep that in mind. The next one was how was the attitude of your husband's family towards your marriage? Yeah. And how was your family's attitude towards your marriage? So the first one is they are trying to establish, okay, how was your husband's family's attitude to the marriage? Were they in support or not? And yours, like my wife's family, were they also in support or not? Yeah. And then the next one was where was the marriage performed? So the place, whether in church or court or house. And then the next one was what type of marriage was performed? So in Ghana we have different kind of marriage. We have the traditional, which can also include the Islamic marriage. We have the church wedding, and we have the courts, also the civil marriage. And so you have to know which one you did. I don't think anybody will forget the type of marriage. Yeah, but yes. And then they say who officiated your marriage. And so the person, so if it's in the church, you have to know the pastor who officiated. If it's the court, you have to know. If it's you did it in the house, maybe your family member or an elder did it. You have to say it. Yeah. Okay. So, and then the next one, can you mention those who signed your marriage certificate? And so yeah, on the marriage certificate, there are some people who will sign, like witnesses. Sometimes your parents could also sign. And so whoever signed, you have to at least mention some names. All this is just to testify the fact that, okay, something was done. And the marriage is legitimate one, and there's no fake thing in between the two of you. Now, this were the basic questions about our marriage stuff and all that. But then they wanted to test my wife about the A1 language. You know what? Maybe they were thinking some people could write the A1 for you, the German language for you. And so they tried to ask some simple, basic A1 questions. And so if you finish your A1 and you pass, you don't have to throw it away, at least. Try to remember something, the basic ones. And I'm going to tell you what they asked my wife. It's not something difficult. So the first one, they said, say your husband's phone number in Dutch. So you have to say the numbers. And so if you forgot your numbers in Dutch, then I don't know, but then it's not a big deal. The second one was spell your name in Dutch. And so yeah, you have to know the letters. So you have to the numbers and the letters. And then the third one, describe where your husband is living in Germany. And so here you are trying to, okay, mention and the address. Maybe you have to also describe the address. Yeah, directly where your husband is living in Dutch. So I'm not gonna tell you that they will ask you this also. They ask these questions to you also. Maybe they will change the question. Maybe you have similar one. I don't know. But then you have to prepare yourself for anything that comes your way. Whether they will ask the same question or not, I don't know. So at least I think this is very important for you to just get an idea kind of questions they are likely to ask you if you go for the family reunion visa. And I think it's gonna help many of you. I did a similar one. And when I went for the student interview, I also shared my experience with you guys. And that video is also, you can check that video out if you're a student. But then if you are trying to bring your wife or your husband here in Germany and they have to go for the interview, you have to let them watch this. Or if you know anybody who is about to go for the interview, you can share this video with them and they can also follow these questions. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching the video. And if you like this video and it has helped you in any way, then you can like this video, because then it will also recommend to other people who also want to bring their spouses in Germany. and they are working towards doing that. So thank you and see you another time. Bye.